Hey folks, welcome to Hurricane, West Virginia, home of the Hurricane 100K Trail Run and Relay. I don't know what I was going to say after that. Hey folks, welcome to Hurricane, West Virginia, home of the Hurricane 100K Trail Run and Relay. The second annual just happened here. We are back for a champions interview with Dan Green. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about, but on behalf of our events team of Ashley, Brandon, Hager, Stewarts, Robert, Vanessa, and Tara, my name's Matt Young. All of this race and all of the opportunity we have is made possible by our friends at the City of Hurricane, Mayor Scott Edwards, and the Dumont Tri-County YMCA, our presenting sponsor, and a host of local businesses that love our trails and love our community. So excited to have Dan Green back here today to do a champions interview. We're back here doing this West Virginia tailgate style on the back of this side-by-side. You got to go back, if you didn't already see his pre-race interview, go back and watch that with Dan Green. Let me tell you a little bit about Dan before we get in asking him some questions, some lightning round questions for you too, so get ready, all right? Dan lives in Huntington, West Virginia, where he makes his home. He's 26 years old and works for Roberts Running and Walking Shop, and is also a semi-pro runner because he does earn money doing this. He is the Rim to River 100, West Virginia's premier 100-miler, runner-up in 2021, and the winner in 2022 with a course record of 15 hours and 34 minutes. He's also the Yamacraw 50K winner in 2022, won the Dark Sky 50-miler in 7:24. He's had two notable standout performances at Black Canyon 100K, a highly competitive race. Won the Strolling Jim 40-miler road race in 4 hours and 18 minutes. That's a 6:20 pace, folks. And now, he is the Hurricane 100K second annual champion and the Flow course record holder in 9:03. Dan Green, how you doing?
I'm good. Good to be back on the tailgate.
Good to be, that's right. Good to be back for this champions interview.
Yeah.
So, got a few kind of questions to get you started here, just to get you warmed up.
Hit me.
Are you ready? All right.
Lightning round.
So, what is your favorite song to dance to?
Oh. I don't know. That's a tough question. That's a hard.
So when
I
a
don't really
song,
dance
there's
a lot.
one song that comes on the radio, you just find yourself moving to it.
Anything popular, I guess.
Anything from Taylor Swift?
I'm
Is
lame.
that what you're saying?
I'm lame. Yeah. If everyone else is dancing, that means I'll dance. So if it's popular, I'll dance.
Okay.
I won't like it, but I'll do it.
Okay. All right. So for me, just so you know, it's Party in the USA.
God,
Miley Cyrus. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm really
hit
not.
song.
It goes way back to dance parties with my daughter when she was a little girl. So maybe you can adopt that one.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll think about it.
Okay. You better think about it. All right. If you could be one movie character in real life, who would it be?
These are tough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's to get your synapses firing here.
Probably Napoleon Dynamite.
Are you serious?
We're buddies.
We're
friends, man.
You're just saying
Friends
that for
think
me.
alike.
Yeah, that's right. Good. Well, you know, that's why we're here. Napoleon Dynamite. You know what? That would be.
I've done some of the things he's done. So,
like?
Just demeanor.
Yeah. Okay. You ever take your bike off any sweet jumps?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not as old as he. I was much younger than
Yeah.
him, probably.
He says that, Chandler. All right. All right. So this is just the last lightning round because we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
But how are your pickleball skills?
Never played.
Oh man. All
Never
right.
played. I've helped get people shoes for pickleball. Never played. But I will soon, hopefully, play.
So I've got like 10 days of experience doing this, and I got to say, it's a lot of fun.
Do you have a coach?
No, I don't. Do I need one?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe so. Well,
I know a guy.
My good friend Cody Smart on the camera here is a Hall of Fame pickleball player. So he claims.
Local?
So yeah, locally. So as soon as I get my skills right, but I just dominated my 11-year-old son. I beat him 6 games in a row, and I think he got 1 point.
That's life lessons right there.
That's right. Nobody. We're like.
Nothing's free.
Not letting up. All right. So good stuff. You ready?
Oh yeah.
All right, man. So tell us Just tell us about your day at the 100K. And I'm going to preface this by this is your second running.
Yes.
Last year was not a Dan Green kind of day.
It was a DNF kind of day.
2023 was a Dan Green day. Talk about the day. Just kind of, somebody says how to go for you. How do you describe it?
The day was good. Went into it, no real desire to kill myself out there. Just wanted to finish it because I didn't finish it last time. So first things first, gonna finish it. Didn't want to overexert myself, so we didn't do that either. The day started out good. I drove up from Huntington that morning, got my stuff over here, got into Alex's. We had a little tent over there. Had my little tote. I didn't want to have a whole crew, so it was just me. I was just gonna, no crew, less pressure, kind of thing. Some things you need that. You need people to help you, but sometimes there's like pressure involved with that. So I was like, I'm not gonna have any crew, because my parents were gonna come down originally and help me, and I was like, nah, just come down a different weekend so I can just do this alone. But yeah, day started off well. Me and Alex pretty much ran together in the beginning for the first 3 laps, kinda, and yeah, it was a good day. Smooth day, nothing major. I didn't fall, which is good. Rare for me, no falls. And finished out in first.
Yeah. So it is a rare thing because last year you could not stay upright.
I fell a lot,
Yeah.
very frequently.
So do you think the course had something to do with that?
I just wasn't as tired. I think I was definitely sick last year going into it and like slightly overtrained. In my head, I was thinking to myself, oh, it's only 100K. I don't care if I'm sick or tired. I think I'll be able to do well. Not the case.
Yeah. 100K, folks out there, women and children and men, is a long way, no matter what.
a long
100K
way.
is a long way to go on your feet. Especially when you think about driving that far, like, if you were to go to here to, it's beyond Marmette from here. So it's a long way, no matter what.
60 miles, 62 miles.
62 miles. So with that, so we looked at your splits and kind of compared it some to last year, but we did change the course this year. We called this the flow, and it was intended to be faster and flowier. Last year was the OG, a little more technical. You kind of start out on 2 of our tougher trails, and you climb for the first 5 miles, and then you go down from there. But if you could say, but what was interesting about it is, I thought this course would be so much faster, but it ended up not being the case. Do you have an explanation for that?
At least what I took away from it, was maybe I keep saying there was less pressure, so there wasn't a lot of pushing done out there, pace-wise, which was probably good for us, but bad for times. But the ground was really hard, in my opinion, and it was like really a lot of shit. It was like running 60 miles on the road, basically, with whatever gain that is. It's less gain this loop, I think. So.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So it was like where it was a flowier course, maybe more traveled by like people or bikes or something. The ground was super hard to run a lot on, which was nice. It definitely is more runnable. I didn't fall at all, which was good. But yeah, I think the surface was just hard for me, at least.
We've been missing rain. And so
it hadn't rained for like 2 weeks.
It's been a while, so we had a very dry stretch, and so the trails were beat in, and they were fast in that case, but maybe just a little bit hard, and uncomfortable for you too. So last year, your splits, the very first lap was about 128, and it was you and Alex Miner and Caleb Bowen.
Yep.
We're all running together. First one was 128. Second was about 123, and then your third one was 119. This time, you guys started out with a 120 on your very first loop.
Yeah.
You and Alex did. Did that feel fast to you?
No, it felt pretty good. It just felt like him and I were running together because we kind of took off by ourselves like as soon as the gun went off. But yeah, it didn't feel fast at all. No, it was good. It felt pretty controlled, and obviously we got a little slower each loop. But yeah, it was comfortable.
Well, yeah, so your splits went 120, 122, so just 2 minutes difference, 126, 132, 138, and 143. So, which is, we talked about, last year, even though you went faster for the first 3 and then they started adding time, it's understandable when you're running that far that most people do not get faster as the race goes. they do get slower. So even though with that, you really were only adding a few minutes for each of those loops.
Yeah, the first 5 loops are pretty, I would say that's relatively close.
Yeah.
The last one obviously is a little bit out of there, but the first couple were good.
So with that too, you and Alex is, he's your friend, he's your roommate, you guys work together, you guys are super tight. You're racing out there. When did the separation come? And when did it start to feel like, this was going to be your day?
Yeah, so we had it, when we ran so much of the beginning together, we were like, well, we'll probably just try to run it. Maybe just stick together, and we'll see what happens. If one of you starts to feel bad, we don't want to wait up too much. Like, we waited for each other at a couple aid stations to, like, do whatever, which was good. But then I think around lap 3, Alex made a little bit of a move and was kind of ahead of me a bit. I think coming into the aid station, maybe, this main one, he was a bit ahead of me. In the woods, he was definitely a bit ahead of me. And then we were back in here, and I think I may have beat him out of the aid station, and then caught up to me, and then kind of, I could tell he was probably dying off around, I think it was loop 4, it may have been loop 5. Not necessarily dying off, but he wasn't going up. Typically, if we're going up a hill, he's like, if I'm in front of him, he's right behind me. Or if we're going down a hill, he's right behind me. Or if he's in front of me, he's ahead of me.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, we'd go up a hill and he would fall back a little bit. And I was like, well, that's not normal, Alex. And then I think we were in here. I forget what loop that was, when he stretched his leg back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he like did a little shakeout and about cramped his entire body.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, yeah, that's not ideal.
That was after his 3rd loop.
Yeah, that was after the 3rd loop. And I was like, that's not good. But
you know what?
Probably around there.
He did it last year, too.
Oh.
And he ended up laying down an 8:38 to win the race last year. So Alex is our defending champ from last year. Ran a smoking fast time in 8:38 on what I thought was a tougher course. But then again, doesn't matter what I think, it matters what actually happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could tell it about that time. Did you all have a plan coming in to try and work the whole thing together and like run the first 4 or 5 loops and then kill each other?
No, I think it was like, we'll just run together as long as we can, and then if there's like what happened, like if there's a little bit of separation, we're not going to wait up too much if it's too long. Yeah. I wasn't really sure how far 3rd place was behind us either, so it's kind of one of those things you got to keep moving, even if you want to run together. So yeah, that's how that went down.
So so you were 9:03, Alex was 9:28, so you ended up putting 25 minutes on him. 3rd place was just over 10 hours in like 10:09 or 10:10.
Okay.
So you had some room in there too.
It's hard to know that during the race.
It is.
For some reason, like 30 minutes seems like it's not that far away.
Well, it's not.
Someone's like 30 minutes behind you. You're like, that's 2 bad aid stations, a fall and a cramp. And
exactly.
So.
It doesn't take long and wasting time in an aid station for that to happen, or you to have a bad stretch, or to throw up, or make a bathroom stop, and then somebody
I did use
catches
the bathroom.
up.
I think maybe twice during that race.
Yeah.
Which was nice to have it up there at the aid station.
Yeah.
The 7-mile one.
Right. Yes, we had an on-course bathroom this time too, porta potty, which we'd never had before.
That was sweet.
Yeah.
That's always good. More porta potties, the better.
Right. Gotcha. Well, that was a request, and so made it happen. So we also had our luxury restroom trailer. Did you get a chance to go in the gourmet trailer?
I went in there. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was. At first, I was like, "What the heck is that thing?" I was like, "That's too big to be. That's not a generator." I thought it was like one of those pull behind like light generator. I was like, "That doesn't have anything attached to it." It was bathrooms. 3 bathrooms. It's pretty sweet. 4.
Yeah, 1 on the end.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. No, not very many people use it. It was super clean. Not very many people used it.
That was your bathroom.
Yeah, I was using one of the porta pots. That one actually, that's still over there. Somebody else had left that. So, one of the funny things is, and it was actually Don Peel, and he's a friend of Charlie Bowen, Caleb's dad, and he kept referring to the luxury restroom trailer as our gourmet bathrooms.
It's a bad word choice.
I said, he's laying on the ground referring to it as a gourmet bathroom, and I just said, Don, please do not eat anything out of that bathroom, and don't take your food in there. That's not what this thing. That's not what this thing is for. We'll never let him live that down. So with that too, you're kind of looking at it. I mean, the scuttlebutt around the starting line and the aid station was that, I mean, you were in super shape coming into this. You've been doing a lot of training. talk about kind of your lead into that training. Is it just as a result of your normal training where you're really getting geared up for this? You have something else this fall, but how were you feeling coming into it?
I felt good. I was pretty rested. I had tapered. I didn't really taper. I took like a down week before, maybe 2 weeks down, and then for this race. But yeah, I've been running, been training a lot, been feeling good. Nothing's hurting really, just my normal kind of aches and pains. And so I knew it was going to be better than last year. I was going to feel better than last year for sure. It wasn't going to be a problem. It was just a matter of coming out here and hanging around the woods for 8 to 9 hours and getting the thing done. So
Yeah.
that was, it gives yourself a lot of confidence when you know you're definitely going to run it well. So it's good. But yeah, just training a lot, running a lot for my race in October.
So what's a lot for you? What's a typical week look like for you? And how much is on road and how much is on trail?
It depends. I mean, I try to get on the trail once a week. I don't always do that. I do try to do something a little hillier. I run mostly on the road, but usually around 80 to 110 miles a week at the high. I mean, I don't really ever go much more than that. Usually around 100 miles a week. That's kind of my weekly. I've worked up to that. So most weeks this year have been over 90. So
Yeah.
we're like, I think 3,400 miles on the year so far.
Nice.
So yeah, just training a lot.
Dude, that's a lot of miles too. And then so with that, what was your recovery and so how long did it take you to get back before you were running again?
So I ran the next day,
Yeah.
as always. I did 4 miles. Well, I had left here and went to some of my best friends' going away party. They're moving to California for, my buddy Will's going out there to like become a teacher. He wants to be a professor, so he's going to go out there and get his PhD. But went to there, which was in Boone County, and then we went back to Charleston and ran with some people. Did a little 4 miles, 8:30 pace, very decrepit looking. Very decrepit looking.
I'd pull a hamstring running an 8:30
It's bad.
pace
Once
these
you get
days.
moving, when you're that sore and tight, once you get moving, you can't really stop because otherwise you can't start again. You got a train in the back.
Pause that, would you? And we're back after that train came through. Maybe I have to pause again. We were talking about Dan's decrepit 8:30 pace on an easy run. So finishing that out, I will say that we had one of our faithful volunteers, Jerry Kudlak.
Mm-hmm.
He texted me like 2 days later and said, "I'm pretty sure I just saw Dan Green running in Huntington. Is that possible?" And I said,
Oh yeah.
"Most likely it was Dan Green running in Huntington." And he
That's
said,
me, man.
and he was moving. So
Yeah. I try. I ran. It was the week after I got 70 miles in, so it was good. You got to keep working, so
got to keep
that's
working.
what we did.
Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
good. Nothing broke, so yeah.
So talk about, you didn't bring crew, but you did have some people to help you. So
I
give
did.
a shout out to the people that got
I
up.
did. I had great stolen crew members. Alex's parents, Jackie and Doug, love them. We go back a long ways, but they were helping me. They were trying to help me more, and they just wanted to do so much. And I was like, no, whatever you want to do is fine. They did a ton of stuff, getting my water filled up, and then Caleb, after he got done with his legs or in between his legs, he was helping me. Ryan Ramsey was helping me. Yeah, everyone was super nice. Which I will say I was pretty low maintenance in this main crew. It was mostly just refilling my water and Gatorade bottles, which obviously saves a lot of time. You don't have to do that yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was very crucial to me not having crew, having them help me. So yeah.
Well, they were your crew. I mean,
They were my crew.
They
I had
just kind
crew.
of adopted them.
Yeah,
You know?
they did. They took me under their wing.
We saw that all day long, where people that maybe didn't have anybody, didn't plan on, although they were friends, I'm sure they were planning on helping you all the way, that just strangers and our volunteers and everything would just step in and help people
Oh,
without
yeah.
crew. It's amazing how that works in this community.
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
it's always a good family vibe here, whether that be crew or helping you find something or move something or whatever.
Yeah. So what were you eating all day? You had some interesting
Yeah,
stuff.
I
working.
tested out. I've been really big on maple syrup lately, like really big on it. I had some at my house. I'll just drink it before runs or whatever. But I wanted to test that out for javelina in October because it's a quicker 100-miler, so there's not really a lot of time to eat stuff. You can eat stuff, but so this whole day was water, Gatorade, salt pills, maple syrup, mini Snickers bar, and awesome sauce. The whole entire day.
Nice.
That's all I did. Every aid station, I think I had 3 chips one time through here, but most of it, I would just take a couple slugs of maple syrup, switch my bottles out, and then go.
So that maple syrup, you watered that down at all, or is it just straight?
No, it's. I mean, once it's warm like that, it's pretty smooth. And it's water soluble, so it just kind of, it doesn't like stick to your teeth or anything gross. You just kind of rinse it down, so it goes down really smooth. You can get a lot of. You can probably get. I probably drink 40 to 50 carbs worth at a time, so it's nice that way. It's quick.
So you weren't carrying it on the course; you were just having it here at the.
Yeah, just here at the aid station.
Okay, nice. So Snickers are one of my go-tos.
Great.
And I had a nutritionist tell me a long time ago that they are glycemically acceptable.
Because of the peanuts.
Yeah, because of the peanuts and the fat, so they don't spike your blood sugar, taste great, get you all kinds of good nutrients in there. So I pop Snickers all the time. Man, it's like a health food, you know?
They're good, yeah. I mean, doctor approved. I was definitely spiking my blood sugar though.
Yeah, with that maple syrup.
Every hour and a half, I was spiking it pretty good, but that's okay.
Well, so you got the big race. Tell us about the Javelina 100. Tell us about that race, who you have crewing, and what your expectations are for it.
So yeah, after this, that's pretty much been on the radar the whole year. Been training a lot for that specifically. So yeah, that's October 28th, Javelina 100, right outside of Phoenix, Arizona. It's a 5-loop course, so it's quick like this. It's pretty flat. I got my brother meeting me out there. He's flying down from Seattle to help me. Potentially, Ryan Ramsey might help me if he's free and willing. I think he had said something about that. He may listen to this and it may remind him. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't talked to him about it in a while.
Yeah,
so
we can remind him.
Maybe he will, maybe he won't.
Yeah.
And then maybe my girlfriend will be able to come out. She's pretty busy with med school stuff, but they have a block. It's like I think she said it's called like intermission or something, where it falls right on that weekend or that time. So she might be able to come out like the day before the race and then fly back on Monday with me. So hopefully that works out. But for sure, my brother will be out there, and he'll maybe pace me for a loop. So it's on the last loop. I'd pick him up for 19 miles, but probably just be solo the whole thing.
Nice. Well, and that's a golden ticket race. So the top 2 get into Western States.
Yes, sir. Shout out Caleb Bone, just got a golden ticket.
Yes, he did.
100K. Champion. He's a pioneer for us all, you know.
Just yesterday, our first, as far as I know, first West Virginian to get a golden ticket to the granddaddy of them all, Western States 100.
It's got to be.
Yeah. Ran it smoking fast, just under 9 hours of grindstone. Tough course.
11,000 feet of gain.
Knocked it out.
Cold, rainy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Caleb Bone.
Shout out Caleb Bone. Good stuff. So with that too, I mean, one of the things that I heard you say, I'm going to ask you for a prediction, not about Javelina 100.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you about a prediction, okay? You're 50 years old. How many Hurricane 100Ks have you run at that point?
Oh, a lot. Probably 40 of them. Did that math even work? No, that doesn't work. I'd have to run extra. I'd have to come out here and do it myself.
Yeah.
I'd over 10.
Yeah.
I'd say at that point, unless I'm like on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
But
you can come back.
I'd say at least 10 to 20 Hurricane 100Ks. I'll be running then too. So.
And how many will you have won?
3.
3. Oh no.
Not a lot.
Oh.
Maybe, and it would only be because no one else shows up. It would be like I show up by myself, and for some reason, there's no other competition.
Well, the reason I asked the question is, he said that when we were talking that day, and you said that you and Alex had kind of had a conversation about, like, when we're old, we're going to be like, I've run every single Hurricane 100K, and and I've won so many. And back in my day, we didn't run 10 hours. We ran 8:38 and 9:03s back then.
We were talking about that on the first 2 loops. We were like, there's not often you get involved in a race this big. It has the potential to be a bigger race that's probably going to go on for many years as soon as it starts. Because I just got done doing the CDR, the Charleston Distance Run, and a guy that works at our Charleston stop, he's retired, but Gary works up there.
Yeah.
Gary Smith, legend. He's ran all but 1 Charleston Distance Runs, which is insane.
Of the 50, he's
49.
run 49.
49 of them, all of them.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. So that'd be nice to be part of that with this race.
I would love it too.
Yeah.
I think the local
It'd be
streets, our local races, just to make it an everyday thing, every year thing, especially when, it's so close to home.
Yeah, it's right up the road. I mean, as long as I'm living near here or in Huntington still, yeah, it's always going to be maybe a relay one year, but it'll probably always be the 100K.
Yeah, awesome, love it. So, and that is the goal. It is to build it, to grow it, and to have some competition, so that you're being pushed. I mean, you're still going to be you and Alex and Caleb, and you're going to be our local favorites. There's no doubt about that. But we want to see you pushed to your max potential out here too, and recruit some runners. So, what are you telling people about the 100K to try and get them to come here? What are you telling everyone?
Well, obviously, best race organizers. You guys do great. Everyone's super helpful. You got the shirt on, the Ask Me shirt.
Yeah.
Super good area. This trail system's great. It's all super buffed out. There's not a bunch of stuff hitting you in the face. It's clean, it's clear. Race morning's smooth. It's marked well. I mean, it's a great race. Anything like this with the one big aid station, I think always has potential to bring fast competition.
Yeah.
You know, just where it's set up good, your crew doesn't have to drive around. It's better for your crew. I mean, especially you guys did a lot this year with like having stuff for kids and things like that. Even if you don't have kids, like not having to drive around and haul all your things back and forth and hike down weird trails to set up a table for 2 seconds and then carry it all back out. I think that's grounds for a good race that'll stand.
Yeah.
People will come to it. Plus, we've ran decent here. We've ran well. Last year, obviously, was faster, but yeah, and it's kind of growing in a little bit of not ambiance isn't the word, but it's got we do this course this year, and then the next year we do a different course. So it's kind of got some neat little quirks to it. So that's nice.
I mean, that is the idea. We're going back to the OG next year too,
Yep.
and so it's going to be fun to do that. And so, part of it is, and I say this about every time we do these interviews, is that we established the Hurricane 100K to showcase these trails that we've built, 30 miles of hand-built, handcrafted trails over the past 5 years that have been built on the backs of volunteers. We say hand-built, I mean there are rakes and there are trail hoes, and we're moving all this dirt by hand in 30 miles to showcase these trails and to showcase our town and everything the Hurricane West Virginia has to offer. And with that, we want it to be a runner's race, man. So I always say, I've gone to races before, and I feel like that when I show up, it's like they're doing me a favor by letting me be there.
Yep.
And for this, we want our runners to feel welcomed, we want them to feel appreciated, and we want them to feel loved. And we want our families to want to be here as much as our runners. That they say every year, are you going back to Hurricane?
Yep.
Are you going back to Hurricane? And we've got an old Dan Green and an old Alex Meyer and an old Caleb Bowen, all of you with a ton of hair right now. Probably not so much then. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that day.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I probably will have hair though. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm hoping
It'll be gray.
I hope for yours.
It'll be gray and half there, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting, man. So we do hope, and as our champion, you get a free entry for next year.
Sweet.
We put you up at the Wingate for 2 nights, so you don't have to drive all the way from Huntington. You can come and have this nice stay for the night before and the night after. So hopefully you'll stick around and don't have a trip. Past 2 years, you've had a trip somewhere to be. And we're going to give you some money at our local favorite restaurant, Bridge, to spend either the night before, the night after, or the morning after the race. A great brunch there too.
Sweet.
So we're going to take care of you in hopes that you'll come back and run with us again.
I'll be back.
Yeah. All right.
Of course.
Dan Green, champion,
Back.
Hurricane
Thanks.
100K 2023. Proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Happy for you.
Appreciate it.
You and Alex, man, I've come to love both of you, and it's like I'm just cheering for both of you. Have a great day, and whoever wins. It's just the way it is.
That's just how it goes, man.
It
That's
is.
life. That's racing, especially when you're racing with your friends,
Yeah,
and they're all so good.
it is.
It actually makes it better because you don't really feel bad for them because you know they can handle it. I'm sure he feels the same way. It's like if you feel crappy or you kind of look like you're doing bad out there, it's like, I know he's tough enough to, he's fine. Nothing bad's happening. So, it's cool.
It's cool. So watch for Dan Green, Javelina 100. Be rooting him on, cheering him on out there too. Do well no matter what. So if you haven't heard, September 7th, 2024 is the third edition of the Hurricane 100K Trail Run and Relay. We can't wait to see you out there. On behalf of our events team of Ashley, Brandon, Hager, Stewarts, Robert, and Vanessa, my name's Matt Young. We'll see you out there.